quick in the anatomy of the ankle, just so you can appreciate what goes on in the foot. You can see there are 26 bones and 33 joints in the foot and the ankle. And we're going to go over a couple of big ones in the ankle that we're going to look at. But you got to appreciate the complexity of the foot. We're going to go over why the arch is there and what it does with every step, and why you need to maintain a good arch and good flexibility in the foot. The Achilles tendon is the strongest tendon in the body, so there's a lot of demand placed on the feet. So just appreciate the complexity of the foot with all the bones in there, how they all need to work in harmony. So ankle joints, this is the big one I always check every day in my clinic. This is the subtalar joint, or the talocrural joint. There are two main joints in the ankle. This is the one that's involved with hinging in dorsiflexion and plantarflexion in the ankle. When I check people on my chiropractic table and I'm looking at their dorsiflexion, how they can bring their foot up, a lot of times, in athletes and regular people too, they've lost dorsiflexion. They've lost that articulation. And this has big implications for you guys as athletes. You need to have that full range of motion. So we're going to check that on you guys today, because it's a really, really important joint right there. This is one of the only joints in the body where there are no muscles directly attached to it to directly influence it. So a lot of times it will slip out and it will catch if you try to do that dorsiflexion. It's often overlooked, so we're going to look at that with you guys today. The other big joint is a subtalar joint. Anybody ever sprained an ankle? This is the one that rolls, and there's a deltoid ligament. It's called the deltoid ligament on the side of that joint right there. And a lot of times people are walking around with a rolled ankle all the time. That inversion. And if you're running, it feels like you're running on the outside part of your foot. And that's the joint that's involved. So we're going to look at that too. We're going to make sure that the ankle sits as neutral as possible in your body, so you don't roll the ankle as much. And we're going to also give you some tips on how to retrain the way that proprioception I talked about, the way the body brings in information from the joint. We're going to help to retrain that so it sits neutral and stays neutral. All right, so last in the anatomy part, this is the arch of the foot. Now the arch acts as a shock absorber. So you guys need to know, with every step that you take, every time you do a heel strike, the bones in the arch of the foot need to relax and let go. And then when you do a toe off, pushing off to propel yourself, that arch goes rigid again. So with every step you take, it relaxes, goes rigid, relaxes, goes rigid. And we're going to check the midfoot, where all the tarsal bones are, the collection of bones in there, and making sure that you guys have good flexibility in there and good range of motion with all those tiny little bones in the foot. You need to have a good arch with strong muscles in the arch to have a good gait cycle. Really important for athletes. And here's why all this stuff is important for you guys. Keeping good biomechanics of the feet and ankle helps to preserve symmetry. So every time you take a step or you stand or you do whatever in practice or in the field, having good biomechanics down here influences knees, it influences the pelvis, the hip joints, all the way up the spine. So helping the ankles out is going to help preserve symmetry. The second thing it does is it helps reduce drag. So as you run, if you don't have the full articulation of those joints, the full range of motion, then you're going to have some drag on the body. You're going to have some drag on those joints. If you can release that drag, if you can restore that full range of motion, you'll have more endurance, you'll be more efficient, you'll have less oxygen demand when you're at the last mile, when you're ready to hit the wall. It's going to make you more efficient. And then finally, the foot and ankle adjustments enhances proprioception. That's the body's feedback from the receptors in the joints back into the spinal cord, the cerebellum, and the brain in the body. That provides a way for your body to send information back into the muscles to use the muscles more efficiently. So we're going to work on this. We're going to restore range of motion. You guys are going to notice an immediate difference before you get adjusted and after. We're going to see more range of motion. It's going to feel a lot looser down there, and you'll feel like everything is balanced down there on the way up. take any questions.